Namaste. Hi Group 1 Service aspirants, welcome to our TSAT lessons guidance classes about Group 1 services preparation. So, in this series you are learning so many concepts, among them data analysis is one of the important area, very simple area also to score 100% score from this area, and mostly the maximum questions comes from this area in 5th paper, but in point of prelims also it is also very important, because by reading this diagram you can find the answer. So, it is a very simple. So, as you know that there are basically there are 4 kinds of data interpretation is there. One is line graphs, second one is bar diagrams, third one is pie diagrams, and the fourth one is you can say as frequency curves, as you know it. So, now we are going to say about the line diagrams, means here maybe frequency curves, frequency polygons, cumulative frequency curves, Ворожий curves, all this comes under the line graphs. When you come into the next one is frequency tables. So, if you represent the data by class intervals and the frequency, that kind of representation is called frequency table. A frequency table will give clear information, clear data when you compare with the other data representation format. Okay. In the frequency table, you have the classes. So, in class there are continuous classes and discontinuous classes. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30 is called continuous classes. Okay. And 0 to 10, 10 to 20, here 10 to 20 we take it as 10 as a lower limit and 20 is the upper limit. The difference between lower limit and upper limit is called the size of the class, and the mid value is average 10, 20 means 10 plus 20 by 2, which is 30 by 2, which is 15, is called the mid value of the class. Okay, and the corresponding frequencies. So, we can represent this data, tabulated data, in either bar diagrams, bar charts or pie charts. Since the bar charts you have rectangles and the length of the rectangle is proportional to the frequency of the class, and width of the rectangle all are same, the width of the rectangle will be represented by the size of the class. Okay, that is important. Wherein pie diagrams, the information will be represented in the sectors. So, the sector angle is directly proportional to the data quantity. Okay. So, this is about the pie diagrams. Now, we will discuss some questions which are already asked in the examination, and few questions which are going to be expected, and few questions which are useful, highly useful for your preparation. I collected all this information here, and let me discuss all those things in this series. Definitely it helps you to learn it. Here the question is simply, if the value of the market share of Bank of India is 4,000 crores, then the market share of Bank of Baroda and Axis Bank together is, from this pie diagram we have here the State Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, Axis Bank, HDFC and other banks are represented here. Clear? So, you have to know what is the share of Bank of Baroda and Axis Bank together when Bank of India is 4,000 crores is given. So, here already I said the sector angle represent the data and the percentages are given. Now, we will see how it is. The Bank of India accounts 11% of the market share. Now, see this, it is a Bank of India is BOB is this one, correct? As a BOB is 11%, simply it is given as 11%, correct? This one, the 11%, the 11% will be equal to 4,000. crores. Then you have to find the share together of Bank of Baroda and Axis Bank. So here Axis Bank is with purple color, that is 33%, and Axis Bank is this one, correct, and Bank of Baroda is this color, in saffron color, this one is 34, means here 33 plus 34 is 67%. So if the 11% is 4,000, then what is 67%? You have to calculate. That's a very important idea. Now see this. 11% of the market share is 4,000, then you have to calculate 67, correct? So now we can write it as 11, we can come to 11%, means 11 by 100 into x is equal to how much? It is given as 4,000, correct? Or you can say x is equal to 4,000 into 100 by 11, correct? So what is the total one here? 67% completely of x, means you have to say 67, x is how much? 67 into 4,000 into 100 by 11%, means 11, 67 plus 100. This 100 and this 100 will get cancelled. So it is 67 into 4,000 by 11, correct? Or 67 by 11 into 4,000. It will be 24,363 crores. So here the options are given here. What is the options here? 24,363 crores, 24,432 crores, 24,864 crores and 25,827 crores are given. So answer will be 24,363 crores. This is the most important area. So you can find the answer easily. So very clear. So if you consider this one, 11% will be 4,000 crores, then 33 plus 34, 67% will be how much? That's a simple question. Means 67% will be 24,363 crores. Like you can calculate the answer. Clear? This is very important. Now we will see one more question. The following pie chart shows the percentage distribution, the expenditure incurred in publishing a book. Study the pie chart and answer the questions based on it. Whereas expenditures in percentage incurred in publishing a book. To publish a book, there are so many things, sir. We have a printing cost is there. To transport the book, the paper cost is there. To bind the book is binding cost is there. For the writer, we have to give the royalty. So royalty cost is there. For promotion of the book, cost is there. So the total things, if the publisher want to publish a book, so he has to spend so many things here. So there are so many things here. The first one, you know that a transportation cost is there, that is 10% here is given, and here a printing cost is there 20%, paper cost is there 25%, binding of the book will be 20%, and the royalty for writing the book is for given to the author is 15%, and promotion of the cost is 10%. So these are expressed in a pie diagram in sectors. So we have to calculate what the kind of questions are given based on this data. We will observe it. If for a certain quantity of books, the publisher has to pay 30,600 rupees as a printing cost, then what will be amount of the royalty to be paid for these books? So for example, for printing cost is 30,600. How much royalty he has to give? Means now we will comes to once again this one. Here what is the printing cost is 20%, correct? So, and the royalty is 15%. Now we will see, you have to calculate it. For the set means here 20% of 30,600 is, we doesn't know how much it is, correct? So, we have to calculate it. Means 20 by 100 or simply 20 by 100 into x is equal to how much? 30,600, correct? 20 by 100 means nothing but 21s are 25s. So, x is equal to how much? 30,600 multiply with 5, correct? So, means here 0, 0, 30, 15 means simply 1,53,000 is given. Okay, the total cost means. Now, royalty means you have to give 15% of it, means you have to calculate 15% for it by 100. These two zeros get cancelled. So, means you have 1,530 multiplied with 15. 15 zeros are 15, 15 threes are 45, 4, 15 fives are 75 plus 4, 79, 7, 15 ones are 15 plus 7, 22. What is the answer you got? 22,950. Is there answer here? 22,950, correct? So, option C is correct. If for a certain quantity of books the publisher has to pay 30,600 as a printing cost, then what will be amount of royalty be paid for these books? This is a question, correct? So, this 30,600 among this the total cost for printing cost 20%, means 20% of the whole thing will be is given as 30,600. So, what is 15%? So, you have to calculate for that. So, now we said 20% of, we doesn't know the total cost for the publishing the book, say x. So, 20% of x is 30,600. So, x is equal to 30,600 with into 5, of course, it is 1,53,000. So, when 1,53,000, we have to pay 15% as the royalty, means 15% of 1,53,000 will be 22,950. So, option C is correct. Clear? Now, we will see one more question. What is the central angle of the sector corresponding to the expenditure incurred in the royalty? If the central angle is how much? The central angle is how much? Okay. Now, we will see the diagram once again. So, what is here? Royalty is how much here? 15%. Royalty is 15%, correct? So, means here we have to calculate the whole is 360. Whole is 360. Among 360, the total angle is 360. You have to calculate 15% of 360, means 360 into 15 by 100, correct? Okay. This 0 and this 0 get cancelled. You can say as 5 3s are 5 2s are 2 1s are 2 18s are 18 3s are 54 degrees. So, simply you can say 360 into 15 by 100 as 54, correct? So, answer is 54, very simple, see. So, the basic knowledge, if you know the basic information, then it is a very simple to understand the concept. So, there is no problem at all. So, that is a very, very important. Okay. So, now we will shift to the next question. The price of the book is marked 20% above the cost price. If the price of the book is marked 20% above the cost price, if the market price of the book is 180 rupees, then what is the cost of the paper used in a single copy of the book? So, this is totally based on here. The two concepts are integrated here, that is simply selling price, cost price, marker price. These things are already very important. It comes under the arithmetics. This arithmetics is integrated with the data analysis, data interpretation. Like in the examination, they may ask the question integrated with the one or two branches of mathematics also. Okay. Now, we will see this. But now clearly, what is the marker price of the book? What is the given information? 20% above to the cost price, means simply now the cost price is given as simply 120% is more. And also the cost of the paper, what is the cost of the paper? It is 25% of the cost price. So, you have to calculate what is 25% of the cost. Let the cost of the paper for a single book will be n, because we have to calculate for the single will be n. So, this is a very important. So, when you comes into this one, so here what is the ratio here? So, 120% of CP, here 20% of the CP, means simply there is a ratio, that is 120 by 25, correct, is equal to. And the cost, what is the given information? One more information, given information. If is the market price is 180 rupees, then we have to find cost paper using a single copy of the book. You have to calculate. You have to calculate these things as simply 180 by n, correct? Okay. Now, we can take the cross multiplication. Simply we will get a cross multiplication 120 by 25 is equal to 180 by n, or n is equal to 180 into 25 by 120. So, 16 3s are 63s are 62s are, means here simply we will get it as 75 by 2, means 37 rupees 50 paisa. So, simply you can say the cost price of one single book, the cost of the paper for a single book is 37 rupees 50 paisa. So, this is a very important. So, like the integration of arithmetics and data analysis will comes in the examination, you have to follow very clearly. The marker price is 20% more, means here simply we can say 120% of the cost price. That is the first statement. And the cost of the paper is 25% of the cost price, means here 120 by 25 is equal to what the cost price of the book, means here 180 rupees. So, the cost of paper for the single book will say, we does not know, it is n. They have the in a direct proportion. So, 120 by 25 is equal to 180 by n. When you take a cross multiplication, or n is equal to 180 in 25 by 120, 62s are 63s are 25, 3s are 75 by 2. Of course, it is 37 rupees 50 paisa. So, this is the answer, like you can calculate. Now, we will see one more. So, see in the previous question, so generally they have asked 3 questions. Yeah, some more questions are also given, but I explained a few questions only. Now, we will start another context, that is the bar diagram. Now, we are going to discuss, previous one is a pie diagram. Now, we are going to discuss about bar diagram. So, what is a bar diagram? Now, once again, this is a bar diagram consists of a rectangular box. The length of the rectangular box is directly proportional to the frequency of the data, and the width of the rectangle block is equal to the size of the class here. Okay. Now, we will come to this one here. Out of the 2 bars, the 2 bar graphs are given here. Out of the 2 bar graphs provided below, one shows the amount in lakhs invested by a company in purchasing raw material. This data, amount invested in raw material procurement, and the second data is the value of sales finished goods. Okay. So, how much value they have obtained after selling the finished goods. This is how much amount they invested for getting or procuring the raw material. So, 2 bar graphs are given here. By taking the observing and comparing these 2 bar graphs, we have to calculate we have to answer the given questions. Now, we will discuss it one by one. See, the question is given. The maximum difference between the amount invested in raw materials and values of sales of finished goods was during which year? The maximum difference between the amount invested in raw materials and value of sales of finished goods was during. So, which year we have the maximum difference between the invested amount for getting raw material and sale of finished goods. Now, we will either 1995 or 1996 or 1997, 1998. So, just you have to compare these two. In 1995, it is 220, okay, and 1995 it is 200. So, here the difference is how much? 80, correct. It is in the 1996 is 225 for getting raw material. Invested amount for getting raw material is 225 lakhs. In 1996 it is 300. Here the difference is how much? Is 75. Here 80 lakhs is difference, it is 75 lakhs is difference. In 1997 it is 500 lakhs rupees for through getting sales, and here 375 lakhs invested for getting raw material. Here 125 lakhs rupees difference. Here and 330 invested lakhs for getting raw material, and here 400 lakhs rupees they got after selling of finished goods. Here the difference is 70. Here 525, here is 600, means here 75. Here 420, here 460, the difference is 40. So, here difference is 40, here difference is 75, here the difference is how much it is? Difference is 70, here 125, here 70, here 75, here 80. So, we can say easily which is the correct answer, required answer, you can say easily. Now, see here the first one. So, here I am writing this 80, correct. Here 125, here 70, here is 75, and here is simply 40, correct. So, means when you observe it, difference is 80, 75, 125, 70, 75, 40, which is the more maximum 120, which year? 1997. So, in 1997 there is a maximum difference between, now we will see. So, option C is the correct answer. The maximum difference between the amount invested in raw materials and value of sales of finished goods was during the year 1997. Okay. So, here I give clear explanation also by typing the data also here. The difference between the amount invested in raw material and the value of the sales finished goods for the various years is given. In 1995 it is 80 lakhs, 200 minus 120, 80 lakhs. In 1996 is 300 minus 225, 75 lakhs. In 1997 500 minus 370, 125 lakhs. In 1998 it is 70 lakhs, 1999 it is 75 lakhs, and 2000 is 40 lakhs. So, the maximum difference was during in 1997. Clear? Okay. Now, we will see one more question. The value of sales finished goods in 1999 was approximately what percent of the sum of amount invested in raw material in the year 1997, 1988 and 1999. So, understand this question of value. The value of sales of finished goods in 1919 was approximately what percentage of the sum of the amount, means you have to calculate, see, like. So, the required percentage is, so here that is 600 is the, so 600 is the value for in 1999, correct? Okay. And in 97, 98, 99, those values are 375, 330 and 525. So, simply you can calculate this value as 600 by 375 plus 575. 375 plus 525 is equal to 900 plus 330. 900 plus 330 is 1230 into 100, correct? So, this get cancelled. So, you will get as 6000 by 120. 6000 by 123 is 48.78, means approximately 49%. Clear? So, like you can calculate the answer. Now, we will see one more question. In which year the percentage change compared to the previous year in the investment on raw material is same as that the value of sales of finished goods? In which year? Now, we will see that how we are going to calculate. In 1996, that is 225 is the previous one and 120 is the, okay. The amount is 225, 120. Now, if you have any doubt, we will check with, just we will check with the previous diagram. So, first one is 225, correct, and 1995 it is 225 is given, and it is 300, and this is 225, this is 120 difference. 225, 120 minus means it is simply how much it is, you have to divide with. Now, coming to this question, 225 minus 120 by 120 into 100 means 225 minus 20 approximately is 95 by 120 into 100 is 87.5%. In 1997 it is 375, previous one is 225 now, 375 minus 225 by 225 into 100 is 66.67. In 1998 it is 330 minus 330 minus 375 into 100, that is minus because it is decreases minus 12%. In 1999 it is raised to 525, means 525 minus 330 by 330 into 100, it is 59.09%. In 2000 it is 420 minus 525 by 520 minus 20%. So, which is maximum, it is 66.67%, as of course it is here 87.5%. There is a change in the amount invested in raw material, maximum at 87.5% in 1996 and minimum at 2000 year. So, now what is the question here? In which year the percentage change compared to the previous year in the investment is same as that in the value of sales? Same, they asked same, means here is 66.67% minus 12% and 59.09% and minus 20%, correct. And remaining is in 1996 it is 50%, in 1997 it is 66.7%, in 1998 it is minus 20%, in 1999 is 50%, in 2000 is minus 23.20. Means here we will get in 1998 you will get minus 20%. In 2000 also you get 20%. Here 97 66.67%, it is 66.7%. So, different. So, 1998 and 1998 and 2000 year. So the percentage difference is same during the year 1997, correct? Okay. So that's the answer. You have to identify the question. Now coming to the next question. The following graph, this is called line graph, gives the ratio of the amounts of imports by a company to the amount of exports from that company over the period from 1995 to 2001 year. So it's a frequency polygon, clear? It's a frequency polygon. You have to understand. It is 0.65, 0.85, 0.35, 1.25, 1.4 and 1.55, of course here 0.95. So the ratio of the value of imports and exports of a company is given here. So here the ratio of imports and exports increased in the year 2001, it is increased to 1.55. Here means here imports is more than the exports in the year 2001. But in 1997, the imports is less than the exports. The reason is it is a 0.35, means which is less than 1 and very lesser value compared to the other. Now what the question comes here, see the question. The imports were minimum proportionate to the exports of the company in which year? In which year the ratio is very small? Now see this. In 1997 the ratio is very small, it is 0.35. So we can say the required answer is 1997, clear? Okay. So now, so in the imports 1998 was 250 crores and the total exports in the year 1998-99 together is 500 crores. Then what are the imports in 1999? How much it is? So in 1998 is given, 1998 and 99 is given, then what is the imports in 1999? So you have to calculate. So here the simply you can say the ratio is in the exports in 1998 is say X, then the you can say the exports in the 1999 will be 500 minus X because the total is 500. So X we can say 1.25 is equal to 50 by X, or X is equal to 50 by 1.25 into 200. So from this you can calculate the imports in the year 1992 as 420 crores, clear? Like the questions comes on the bar diagrams, pie diagrams and line diagrams also. These are the few questions we discussed in this session. Practice all these questions from the available books, NCERT books especially. Definitely you will get more exposure and practice, you can answer all the questions. So thank you.